Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy, and I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the NIV, and we will be through the end of 2025. In this video, we are in Leviticus, chapter 10, and it's verses 1 through 20. The death of Nadab and Abihu. Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, took their censers. Hold on. Well, actually, there's different kinds. This. But then there's also, and then there's this. This is meant to be swung. Okay? So, either way, these things are filled with, for them, olive oil. When I'm using these things, they're filled with these little quick start charcoal discs, and I'm not usually in danger of burning much of anything. But Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, took their censers and put fire in them and added incense. And they offered unauthorized fire before the Lord, contrary to his command. So fire came out from the presence of the Lord and consumed them, and they died before the Lord. So, all right. No unauthorized fire before God. Moses then said to Aaron, "This is what the Lord spoke of when he said, 'Among those who approach me, I will show myself holy. In the sight of all people, I will be honored.'" Aaron remained silent. I would be too. He just watched two of his sons, burn alive. I mean, that's like silent and then sobbing. Probably would be my next. Silent until I sobbed. Like stunned silence until I sobbed. Moses summons Mishael and Elzaphan, sons of Aaron's uncle Uzziel, wouldn't that be his uncle too? And said to them, "Come here, carry your cousins outside the camp, away from the front of the sanctuary." So they came and carried them still in their tunics outside the camp as Moses ordered. Okay. Then Moses said to Aaron and his sons, Eleazar and Ithamar, "Do not let your hair become unkept. Do not uncover your heads. And do not tear your clothes, or you will die, and the Lord will be angry with the whole community." Okay. But your relatives, all the houses of Israel, may mourn for those the Lord has destroyed by fire. So we think we're gonna have a funeral, but I need you not to act out in this moment, so you don't also die, nephew. Do not leave the entrance to the tent of meeting, or you will die, because the Lord's anointing oil is on you. So they did as Moses said. Then the Lord said to Aaron, "You and your sons are not to drink wine or other fermented drink whenever you go into the tent of meeting, or you will die." No wine in church. This is a lasting ordinance for generations to come. You must distinguish between the holy and the common, between the clean and the unclean. And you must teach the Israelites all the decrees the Lord has given them through Moses. Moses said to Aaron and his remaining sons, Eleazar and Ithamar, "Take the grain offering left over from the offerings made to the Lord by fire, and eat it prepared without yeast beside the altar, for it is most holy. Eat it in a holy place, because it is your share and your son's share of the offerings made to the Lord by fire, for so I have been commanded. But you and your sons and your daughters may eat the bread that was waved and the thigh that was presented. Eat them in a ceremonially clean place. So it means they're going to need to keep their houses ceremonially clean, or they're going to have to trek all of their family to church, because it's really basic. I mean, this is what this is. It's temple, but, for us in the Christian context, church, in order to eat every meal. They have been given to you and your children as a share of the Israelites' fellowship offering. It's really not as hard as one would think it would be. Traditionally, a peace offering. The thigh that was presented and the breast that was waved must be brought with the fat portions of the offerings made by fire to be waved before the Lord as wave offerings. This will be the regular share for you and your children as the Lord has commanded. When Moses inquired about the goat of the sin offering and found that it had been burned up, he was angry with Eleazar and Ithamar, Aaron's remaining sons, and asked, "Why didn't you eat the sin offering in the sanctuary area? It is most holy. It was given to you to take away the guilt of the community by making atonement for them before the Lord. Since its blood was not taken into the holy place, you should have eaten the goat in the sanctuary area as commanded." Aaron replied to Moses, "Today they sacrificed their sin offering and their burnt offering before the Lord, but such things as this have happened to me. Would the Lord have been pleased if I had eaten the sin offering today?" When Moses heard this, he was satisfied. So Aaron was asking questions so he can correct himself and not have him and his children get set on fire, which is a very good motivating factor. Not getting set on fire is often a decision I make and say before I decide whether or not I can do any of my home repairs. Like, does the chance of this, if I mess it up, could I set something on fire by accident? Because maybe then I want to call the professionals instead. So I sort of have a line of how difficult is this? What are the consequences for messing this up before I try it? It's mostly done me in good stead, and any time I've ever decided, let's see what happens, it's never a good plan. He doesn't really like, let's see what happens. He likes, I'm going to tell you what to do. If you listen and you can hear how I talk to you, you'll find the way. That's why it's like he who has eyes to see and ears to hear.